My name is Joe Baker. I'm an enrolled member of the Delaware Tribe of Indians who live in the diaspora, Bartlesville, Oklahoma. My role in the play Manahatta has been as cultural consultant, and it's been an absolute joy and privilege and pleasure to work with the creative team at the Public, the brilliance of M.K. Nagle under the directorship of Laurie Woolery. This is a play not to be missed. It's one of the most important moments in contemporary history, the story of the Lenape, brought to all the citizens of the city of New York. So I invite you to join us in the celebration of a story that has really never been told.
So my name is Mary Kathryn. I am a citizen of the Cherokee Nation. I'm from Oklahoma originally, but I live in the DC area today, and I am the playwright of Manahatta.
I'm here today because of the sacrifice and the generosity of my family, who allows me to welcome you to the ancestral land of the Lenape. So here I am on Broadway, that notorious long Indian trail that ran through the island of Manhattan that's often talked about in the American public.
The Broadway got that name because the Lenape had a trading trail that went north and south on the island, and they would trade with all kinds of other tribal nations. And when the Dutch showed up, they realized there was this one sort of path that was kind of diagonal that went south and north on the island, and people had walked this path so much that all the plant life, whatever would have been growing there, had been kind of flattened, and it was broad.
This trail of uninterrupted vitality among the Lenape was severed, and a grid system was overlaid upon our land, Lenapehoking. What is often spun as the story of commerce and trade among the Lenape and the Dutch is sort of a neat little bonbon wrapped in beautiful tinsel, a story that has yet to be truthfully told. Because beneath that pretty package of trade is a history of violence. I mean, we are right here in the very place of first contact with the arrival of the Dutch in 1609. That's one of the reasons Manahatta, the brilliance of M.K. Nagle's play, Manahatta, brings truth to a story that the American people need to hear. I'm at the intersection of Wall Street and Broad. Wall Street, which was created by the Dutch to keep the Lenape out, was the beginning of the capitalist model that has permeated the globe.
Peter Stuyvesant, who was in charge of the Dutch West India Company and the colony at that point in time, decided to build a wall along the northern territory of their colony because they wanted to keep the Lenape out. They were shooting and killing any Lenape they could find, and the instruction was basically like, if you don't leave, you will be killed. In the play, it's Peter Minuit, but actually in real life, it was Peter Stuyvesant. And we just have collapsed those historical figures into one character for simplicity's sake in the play.
General Washington took the oath of office here at Freedom Hall. My fourth great-grandfather, White Eyes, negotiated the first treaty with the newly formed U.S. government in 1778. That treaty was with General Washington, and it was to secure an all-Lenape 14th state with representation in Congress. That treaty was never recognized, nor was the story of Wall Street, which is beautifully and eloquently expressed through the artistry of Jane Snake in the play Manahatta. So we bring new voice and new energy to an old story, the old story that happened here. We are now located on the corner of Pearl Street and Wall Street.
My understanding is that the Dutch started to call the street that connected to that part of the shoreline Pearl Street, because that's where they would see the Lenape go and take all these shells, and to the Dutch the shells had pearls in them, so it was like that's where they go and get pearls. But that's of course not what the Lenape were doing. It was named Pearl Street because of its connection to the location where the Lenape had ceremony.
The architecture in this area of the city speaks of power, speaks of permanence, speaks of dominance. So the violence that really emanated from white settlement continues to this very day.
I think that part of getting to that healing is tearing off the Band-Aid and talking about our past and acknowledging it and owning it and processing it together and healing. I think what we're offering to the American theater and to all of the United States is a healing, is medicine. I think our stories are medicine. And so I think that is why you should come see this play.